Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am valiantly victorious. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I really appreciate it. I've missed you guys. I'm coming off of kind of the high of revealing that I wrote a book, Mothers Who Cover. It's a devotional, 154 pages of prayers, devotions, tasks, and scripture, and even affirmations, aka declarations. Gotta make it holy, you know what I'm saying? But it's still available for pre-order, and we should get our full stock of books later on this week. So with that being said, today y'all, I really want to talk about something that's so important to me, that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs that are moms and a lot of bosses that are moms, like one of the main things that I see that's underlining in what we go through is mom guilt. It's a topic that's not talked about a lot because there's such a demand on us to be so strong all the time, and I just want to talk about some ways that we can combat that. So I have 3 solutions to combating that, because I really believe that it is more so mind over matter and viewing things from a healthier perspective. Alright, let's get into it. Well, I really believe that in order for us to continue to be healthy moms and combat mom guilt, I really think it needs to stem from the place of knowing that we were called to motherhood, knowing that God chose us for this path, and knowing that we bring value and contribution to the role of motherhood. It's not our identity. It does not have to be all that we are. I mean, if you look at the Proverbs 31 woman, you'll see that she had different, areas and endeavors within her life that she was able to participate in, but it all stemmed from her connection with God and knowing who she was and knowing what she had to offer and knowing what she could bring to the table, not pushing herself past her limits, because she even had servants and workers to help her to allow it all to function together. So it's just important to have healthy boundaries within that area and all of those things. But the most important way that I definitely believe that we combat mom guilt is first knowing that we bring value. We're called to bring value. We're called to bring a contribution into the earth. We're raising the next leaders of the next generation of the new era. You have to see it in that perspective. God chose for you to be a tiny steward over this human being. I think a lot of mom guilt has to do with stinking thinking. And while working and being an entrepreneur, being a boss, launching a book, writing and having my hands in so many different pots in so many different areas, I still practice intentionality. If you go back and look at my videos from the past, I talk about intentionality a lot. Being intentional with my son is so important because I still have a life. I still have a purpose. I still have a call on my life. So I have a demand for that. That's what I was brought into the earth to do. Now, the side part and the side effects of life, if I want to call it a side effect, I'm not sure, but is having children and having a family, and it does divide your attention. I used to just could literally throw myself in front of my laptop for 24 hours straight and just completely basically ignore my son, and mom guilt would sink in like crazy because I know that that's not right and it's not healthy for me or for my son or for my relationship. So I definitely had to learn how to have hours of operation in order for you to continue to be intentional. You have to cut it off at a certain point. I know that was something definitely hard for me to transition into, but I found myself getting pulled and sulking in mom guilt, when that's definitely not a place that God wanted me to be in mentally, because it affected everything, because I allowed it to. I didn't combat the stinking thinking. I sat in this stinking thinking of mom guilt, and I didn't necessarily have a healthy way. So that is a healthy way, to have hours of operation, so that at 5 o'clock, hey, that's family time. No matter what, you schedule all your business meetings, you schedule everything that you had to do for that day, and that's your family time, because you basically have to bring that value and have to maintain your contribution. I know things get run over and it's not going to be perfect all the time and every day, but as long as you're being intentional and consciously making a decision of, I'm going to pour back value into my family because they've sacrificed and allowed me to, do what I need to do for my life. And so number 2 of, combating that stinking thinking, combating mom guilt, is definitely having to do with that intentional contribution. Okay, I'm all about, you gotta look back at my old videos, y'all. I'm all about intentional contributions. I'm all about upholding values and things that I want to bring into my family. Making that intentional contribution and bringing and upholding value in your family is not as hard to just think on. It's not something that's so far from you. It has a lot to do with just bonding, especially when your children are so young. Things, sitting down watching their favorite movie, bonding, establishing a relationship, checking on them, making sure they're okay with him in the word, finding things that he enjoys. My son loves dinosaurs. Let's watch a dinosaur movie. Let's practice our ABCs. Let's practice our letters. Intentional value. You know that those are valuable things, so I'm going to intentionally sow those seeds within my family. And cooking their favorite meal, cooking your spouse's favorite meal, cooking your partner's favorite meal, whatever, like whatever you know that they love, and bring that value back to them. It's not just about, you know, performance based and being performance based after you've sown so many hours into your business. It's all about intentional value. I'm not saying you have to do all of those things in one freaking night, but I'm saying that those are some intentional values that you can uphold so that you can combat what that negative thinking, that stinking thinking, because when you're moving in purpose and when you're doing a good thing, there are always things that come to oppose, and we can't let mom guilt continue to hold us back. Okay, so in 2020 we're gonna overcome this, and in 2021 we're gonna continue to take steps. It's not gonna be perfect. We're gonna continue to take steps moving forward in a healthier direction through our motherhood. We're gonna navigate this successfully. Okay guys, number 3, to wrap this all up, I definitely believe that number 3 is give yourself grace. Okay, this is very important because I think we can tend to beat ourselves up a lot if these things don't go like we want them to go, or they don't play out all the time perfectly, because they're not, and that's just life, guys. You got to give yourself room to grow. There's so much more to learn. Your journey of motherhood is not over until the day that you die, so just embrace it. Embrace it for what God is doing in this season now. Mom guilt should not hold you back. That's the intent and then behind this video. I don't want it to keep you guys from pursuing your purpose. You don't have to be glued to your child 24/7, okay guys? Let's just make that clear. You do not have to be glued to your child. We tend to devote a lot of time to our children at the beginning stages of their life, and they do still need their sense of independence growing, you know, from the different phases and stages of their life. And I think mom and dad having their own things is healthy for mom and dad and healthy for them in the environment. That's it. I just wanted to come and share that love with you guys. Make sure you pre-order my book. It will be up and available in stock next week. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.